So step one for your mat training is simply getting them to enjoy and love their mat. In terms of what mat you use, we tend to just use like a crepe mat, a flat thin mat. You could use a bed, you could use even a towel, anything that has really clear and defined edges. Having those clear and defined edges will make the training much easier as they progress, because they will have a clear understanding of when they are on the mat versus not on the mat. So what mat you use is up to you. What we need to do is make them love that mat. So the first step that we're going to take is you're going to get some treats. You're going to take your mat. I think someone knows that word. You're going to take your treats, get a mat. You may want to have trained them to a marker word already. We use yes. And what we do is we get your mat, throw a treat away. This means that they're away from the mat at the start, and then we place the mat down and we start rewarding. We start rewarding for any interaction with the mat. It is action first, mark reward after. So what I mean by that is they must get on the mat first. We're not using a treat to lure them onto the mat, because we want them to know that it is being on the mat that pays. And if we add a lure now, we have to fade it later. It's just easier to create that idea that the mat is the positive place. So they get onto that mat, we start yesing and treating really quickly with treats around the mat. This means that they are understanding that it is the space on the mat that gets them a treat, and it also prevents them from sitting on the mat. This is because initially we would prefer they just learn to love the mat. Whereas if they are offering sits or downs, what tends to happen is they think they are getting treats for those sits and downs. So you're going to reward them, but rather than feeding them to their mouth, you're going to place that treat on the mat. And placing that treat on the mat just means that they think the mat is causing the treat, rather than having some hyperfixation with you on the mat. So if they're getting on that mat, you're yesing, you're treating onto the mat, you're doing this quite quickly at a good pace. And then every now and then, what you want to do is you want to release them off the mat. You may want to use a word such as okay, which tells them it is now their opportunity to get off something or to be released from an activity. You'll say okay, throw a treat to reset them, and they should hopefully come running straight back to that mat. And when they do, you start the whole process again of yesing and treating them for getting on that mat. You want to be sure that they are understanding that being on that mat is what pays. Releasing them off it regularly means that they understand that it is being on the mat that gets them paid, because when they're off, the treats stop flowing, but when they get on the mat, treats appear again. So take a look at the video for this of me doing it with Arkle. You can see he tries offering a stretch. I'm not too concerned about that in the video. If you were offering a sit or a down, I would just need to reward him quicker and release him quicker. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh, you got a few. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. You left one in there. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Wait. Well done. So you can see that Arkle is getting a lot of love for the mat. He's on it, it's paying him, it's getting him a high rate of pay. And I would only do this in short bursts of about 2 minutes. This is because they are getting a lot of treats for these 2 minutes. And along with that, they they don't need to do it any longer for it to be ingrained in their head. When you have finished with the game, you'll pick up the mat for now and you will put it away. And this just means that they don't get confused as to why the treats have suddenly stopped. So initially, I would suggest you use a specific mat for training that you put away at the end. To get this a nice reliable love for the mat, all you are going to do initially is get it out, reward them on the mat, create that love the mat, and finish in short bursts. Practice maybe a couple of times a day if you can, over a few days. You should start to find they're getting really excited about that mat. And as they do, you can start to reduce the pace of those rewards on the mat.